The game might be over, but we're just getting started. Welcome to the Todd Fox Post-Game Podcast, your go-to spot for real, unfiltered Angels talk, win or lose, on the Halos in the Infield Network. You never know what's going to happen. Walk-offs, meltdowns, heroics, or straight-up typical Angels disasters. We're breaking it all down. Who stepped up and took home the Golden Stamos, the most prestigious award in baseball? And who embarrassed themselves so badly they're stuck with the dreaded Nacho Night Award? Drop your comments, call in, and sound off. We're reading them all. So like, share, subscribe, and buckle up, because this show pulls no punches. And yes, Anthony Rendon is still a fragile little bitch. Take it away, Todd.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield post-game show where we go to the games. And because we do this podcast on this network with all our different shows, we are for the fans, by the fans, for the fans, or by the fans, for the fans. There you go. I know I was going to get it right at some point, but I mixed it up right there. But either way, what a win here today. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. But besides that, you could have looked at a 10-11, a series loss, second straight or third straight series loss. Instead, the Angels win today in dramatic fashion. I mean, dramatic fashion. This game, it was, look, I was in attendance, much like other podcasts that don't go. Our people from our podcast, our page goes all the time. And I was there for the third straight night, cheering on the Angels against a very tough opponent in the Giants. And I'll tell you one thing, sitting in the sun a little bit here today, also being in the shade, it kind of and being a little, not really hungover from last night, although I drank a lot last night. I was just more tired. I really didn't get much sleep. It was a long day doing Angels coverage all freaking day from 10 in the morning all the way till 11:30 last night to just, this morning, getting ready to go. We got to the game. It was pretty, it started out good. Good crowd for a Sunday, by the way. And I think a lot has to do with the Giants. But the Giants fans have been nothing but respectful the entire time. So it was cool and it was a good vibe. But the Angels weren't doing nothing. If you look at it, they came into the first two games of this series scoring only 4 runs in 2 games and only posting 11 hits. Usually if, a normal team scores 4 runs on 11 hits in 2 games or in 1 game, that's a good game, right? But not the Angels, not so much. And again, it's like a third straight game. You don't see Kelly Jansen. You want to see him out there. I think it's even the 4th. But anyway, the Angels have been sputtering and spinning their wheels here for a while before they came back home. Obviously losing 5 of 6 in the Texas two-step. It looked like they were well on their way to losing 2 out of 3 to start the homestand. But something clicked in that 9th inning, because I'm telling you straight up from a man that was in the stands the entire game up until the 9th inning. I'll get to that. But anyway, the Angels, look, watching this game, the Giants, they scored a run. Verlander looked really good. I was yelling no-hitter in the 3rd inning just so I could jinx them, and they came through. Ward got a double. Ward had a real weird game. He hit the ball a couple times pretty good. He did strike out 1 time. No, he actually didn't strike out, which is weird for him. He made a diving catch and face planted. So there was a lot of weirdness going on in this game as far as Taylor Ward's concerned. But other than that, I mean, you had a lot of guys in the box for the Angels just not having a clue up there versus Verlander. Again, having mindless at bats, not really chipping in. It looked like the Giants were more selective. But again, hats off to the Angels pitching, because again, if you listen to AM 830, if you listen to another podcast, I refuse to name them anymore, it's like it's always the pitcher's fault. It's always the pitcher's fault. And I don't see how you can blame Kikuchi. Yeah, his record looks bad at 0-3, but if you look at it, he's only had 1 game where it was like, But for the rest of the time, I mean, he's gotten you 4 or less runs in each start of the other 3. Actually, all 4 have been under 4 runs or at 4 runs and under. And he's pitched you 6 innings almost every start. And in this one, he fell a little short of 6 innings. But again, he battled and he kept you in it. And to me, Yeah, it's nice to have an ace who's flashy and can, give up only 1 or 2 runs. That's fine. But if you look at how he battled today, he only allowed 1 run. You know what I mean? Like, he pitched his ass off today. Had it not been for a fluky play, Adele goes back on a fly ball. He doesn't really he gets it in the gap. He then throws it in to try to cut the runner off, but he overthrows the cutoff man, and then the runner goes all the way to third. And then Kikuchi could have held onto the ball, but he's not an infielder, and he gets hit by the base runner, and it dislodges the ball, and all of a sudden you have a runner at third with 1 out. And of course, the Giants cash it in, and it's 1-0. And then Neto just doesn't waste any time. Usually it's the Angels who score a run and then just give it right back because they don't like having the lead. But in this one, Verlander first pitch to Zach Neto, Big Papa hits it over the fence. It's 1-1. And you're thinking, okay, we have something here. But then the Angels refuse to keep the game close, and they get into a little bit of trouble. Kikuchi pitches out of a jam. They pick off the runner. Brock Burke did to close the book on Kikuchi. And so Kikuchi's day was over. 5 2/3, only 1 run allowed. Great start, right? Not quite quality start. Fell out short, but then Burke makes a mistake, and the hitter made him pay for it. Huff would hit a 2-run blast to right center field. Adele, by all means, and we were sitting in section 343, so we were like row B, like towards the front, sitting, we had a really good view of the right center field wall. We were kind of in between, obviously, the foul pole and first base, and that ball should have been caught. I mean, that ball should have been caught, dude. Adele, he not only mistimed the jump, but he also did not get a feel for the wall before hitting into it. Had he felt where the wall was and timed the jump right away, that's an easy catch. It is an easy catch. So he was already the leader in the clubhouse for Nachos, right? And so as the game progressed and, the Angels got the bases loaded, Ohapi came up there, had another miserable at bat. And I was just like, fuck, dude, these guys are just not in it today. It doesn't look like it's going to be a good ending. I'm already starting to get like real tired at this point. I'm there with a family. Walter, my son's a little bit bored there too. You have freaking my girl's there with her daughter and our daughter. And she, my daughter's kind of mad because she's not sitting next to me. It's Walter. And then, Steve Elise is, she's into it, but she's frustrated. And then, I keep looking over at her and I'm like, man, dude, this game is like, this is the first time I'm legitimately bored at an Angel game because it's just, I'm so upset. I think I was more upset over anything because it's like I had the apathetic feeling, the myopic. There you go, Tyler. I had that feeling of just like, dude, I'm so over this team not hitting. I was like, fire the hitting coach, yelling out stuff like, oh, this guy. I'm already shooting the team down. I'm already like negative Nancy. I was irritating the fans around me because I'm like, Ward sucks. This guy sucks. They can't hit. Why aren't they trying this? I was actually giving him a standing ovation when Renifo tried the bunt early in the game. So it's like all this stuff, was compiling up to about that 8th inning. And when the Angels went quietly in the 8th inning, I said, hey, and she looked at me and Steve Elise is like, do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, let's just go. Like, I'm the Giants fans have been nothing but respectful this entire time. They haven't talked shit. But I'm tired of seeing them get excited and everything. And it's just a beat down today. Even though the score was close, it's like, I'm gonna leave. And usually I'm not that guy. I am Mr. Halo Honk. I am Mr. I stay for the first pitch all the way to the end. Even in like last year's game where we had like a position player pitch and we were losing to Texas 13-2, my ass was there to the final out. I was going to be doing this and all that. And what have I always said on this network? If you followed me for any period of time, I always say home runs are nice. They could be rally killers as solos. Sometimes it's good to see a 2-run, 3-run homer. Home runs are nice. People love them, right? But I think to me and a lot of fans, the most exciting play is when you hit a gapper and all of a sudden you're running the bases. You got a runner or two running around the bases, and you either going to tie the game or take the lead. And the outfielder gets the ball to whatever cutoff man it is, whether it's the shortstop or the second base. baseman and they're trying to throw the ball home, and you're looking at the same time the base runner, where is he at to where the infielder, the cutoff man is? Is he going to make it home in time? Is it going to be a bang play at the plate? And guess what? I missed all of it because as soon as I got to my car and we were starting to drive out the goddamn on the State College, I hear, oh, Trout with a base hit. And then we're starting to get on the freeway. Oh, there's a walk right there. And then to a hoppy. And then all of a sudden, Shauna Will's out. They hit Neto, bases loaded. I'm like, holy shit, are they going to do it? And then all of a sudden, it's 4-2. And then all of a sudden, bam! Bases clearing double. I miss it. I'm the one advocating for that particular play in general, and I miss it. And that's like the baseball god saying, you talk so much shit about the Angels. If you ever leave, if you're not loyal, we're going to screw you. And guess what? I got screwed because I left. And you watch. The next time it's like 2-0. I'm going to be sitting there and my girl's going to be like, can we go? The Angels are not doing anything. It'll be role reverse, right? And then I'll instead of us leaving the game, or instead of us, leaving the game, I'm going to be like, no, you remember what happened last time? It's going to happen this time. I'm going to put my halo on, and I'm going to do the honk stuff, and I'm going to honk my honk, feel my wings, and I'm going to think that the Angels are going to do it, and they're going to let me down. I'm going to be buttercupped in my seat. But see, the one time I fucking decide, you know what, enough's enough. I'm tired of being disappointed. I'm actually not even close to honking my honk right now. Right now, I just want to go home, right? Guess what happens? And it's not like it's, how can I explain it? It pisses me off. It teaches me a lesson, but I'm happy at the same time. I'm like a sadist or something, right? Because it's like, damn, dude, like I'm pissed off that it happened, but I'm super happy that it happened. If that makes any sense, because again, this team could be 10-11 under 500, and everyone's like, the sky's falling, April's over, and the season's over. Don't worry about it. We're just going to cruise control under 500 the rest of the way. Fuck the season, right? And I'm not saying the season was saved on this one. It's the first comeback this team has done, a legitimate comeback in a very, very long time in the bottom of the ninth inning. So it was exciting, and I missed it, and I'm frustrated. But at least they're 11-10. And if this has got to happen, well, then maybe I'll just be stupid, or just very, very superstitious and be like, you know what? I'm going to leave in the eighth inning and maybe it'll happen again. I don't know. I want the best for this team. Trust me. Do you think I like Nicky Lopez if he would have hit 400? Yes, I would, but he's been DFA'd because he sucks. I don't like Newman right now, but if Newman turned it around, started becoming a better hitter, yes, I'm his biggest fan, except Squid. But everybody else, I want what's best for this team. A lot of people love their players. Some of them don't like all the players that we have on this squad. But the best thing is if this team could win. We wanted competitive games, and by God damn it, by nubbit, whatever they used to say about it, the Angels have been playing rather competitively, at least in this 3-game series, where I thought they would play much better against Texas, and all 3 of those games were winnable. And a couple of games in Houston, they were just like, meh, going through the motions. It didn't look like they were there. They're disappointed against Houston, even more disappointed against Texas. But in the series against the Giants, even if they lost today, but pulled up with a couple runs in the ninth inning and they lose by 1, that's a successful game. I mean, look, the Giants are no slouch. They're 14-8, although they lost 2 of 3 to us. They should be 15-7 right now. We stole one. It is not often that the Angels fans and the players can say, hey, we stole one tonight. We came back. Because this is vintage Angels baseball from 2002 to 2009. Vintage Angels baseball. Never count them out. Never give up. Never surrender. You never thought they were out of the game. And again, today, I thought they were way out of the game. But 4-1, that's a dramatic comeback, and I give them all the props, man. That changes everything. It changes a sad song into this song, baby. Dude, a victory today was not forthcoming for me. I did not give this team a chance. I did not have this one in the cards or on my bingo card in general. But the Angels win. And again, before the ninth inning, people, the Angels had only one run on 3 hits. Okay. Now let this sink in. In 3 games, including this one, had they not did anything in the ninth inning, they would have finished the series against the Giants in 3 games with a total of 5 runs on 14 hits. 3 games. They only got 5 runs on 14 hits until the ninth inning where they put a 4 spot up. So let that sink in. That's how anemic this hitting has been. Because, again, if they played more and put up more runs in Houston and Texas, I'd be like, okay, well, they just ran into a hot pitching staff. We know the Giants can pitch, but you still have to manufacture runs. And people have manufactured runs on the Giants despite their record. The Angels were nowhere close to doing that. Got very lucky in game 1 and almost got lucky in game 2. But hitting-wise, lucky, yes. Pitching, I thought they did a hell of a job in this. I mean, again, these dumbass podcasts, the other ones at least, or at least one that I won't name, and then AM 830 are once again not going to give any credit to where credit is due, and that's pitching. Pitching gave the Angels every opportunity to even sweep in this series. If somebody else but Trout, except Trout, put up anything last night, the Angels would have gone for the sweep, an improbable sweep. But by God, nobody else could hit last night. But thank goodness they got the bats going at the right time in the ninth inning. Oh my God, am I feeling good about this one, but feeling pissed at myself because it's the one play I die to see as a baseball fan. I love, and look, you think O'Hoppy's nipples looked good last year when he hit that walk-off grand slam, they took off his jersey. No. Mine looked 10 times better when you got base runners coming around. It's a game-winning play or even a game-time play. I'm that dude from Waterboy going, because it's like, wow, like it's an exciting play. It's what you go to a game for if you're a real fan. It is the most exciting play out there, and I fucking missed it. Oh, I'm so pissed off, but I'm glad for all of you Angel fans out there that stuck with this team and the game through the ninth inning. Kudos to you, whether you're at the game or not, listening to it on your radio or on your phone. I hope you enjoyed that ninth inning, baby, because that right there is what baseball is all about. That is excitement. That is the price of admission or the price of FanDuel a month. Enjoy it. Be happy about it. And for once, this team didn't disappoint before a day off. We actually get to marinate on a nice walk-off win. We get to marinate on a walk-off win, baby. That deserves another Stukas. Now let's get into the awards, shall we, before we get into your comments, because we read all of them, because that's what we do here on this station. So what we're going to do here, presented to you by 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets is a place to go. If you make a few purchases, you can add up your own money towards your next purchase. Also, you can get 10% off by putting in the promo code HITI, getting your 10% off no matter what you want to watch. Lakers, Kings, they're both in the postseason. You got all kinds of sporting events coming up. You use it for college football, NFL, but mostly for baseball too. If you're a Dodger fan, Angel fan, Padre fan, or if you're out of state, our code still applies. So use it and use it well, baby. Angels win, and that Stamos Award brought to you by 714 Tickets. Who's going to get the Stamos? Roger Lodge loves him some John Stamos. So John Stamos award for Golden Stamos tonight. It could have went to Verlander, who had a quality start, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. He's like 50 years old and still pitched good. It could have went to Kikuchi. Although he had 4 walks, he did get 6 strikeouts, pitch himself out of many jams, made a couple nice defensive plays. It could have went to a guy like even Mike Trout, who contributed with a run, 2 walks and stuff like that. But going 0 to hero today, as the Angels only struck out 9 times, Joe Adell. Joe Adell had the big hit today. He went from 0 to hero because he did make the mistake in letting that home run go. He should have made the catch there, but guess what? He made up for it with a bases-clearing triple, clutch, and clutch some more, something we're not used to saying about our Halo fans or Halo players out there, and he came through in the clutch when we absolutely needed him. I love the fact Hoppy gave him the Gatorade shower. Kudos to our man, Joe Adell, who wins John Stamos Award tonight. Now, who got the Nacho Night Award for worst player on the field?
Nacho Night, oh yeah, Nacho Night. Pile it up, load it high. Extra shame, hold the pride. Grab a fork, take a dive. Dignity's gone, but the cheese survived. Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
You know, I think this one's going to go to the obvious, and that's Ryan Walker. You come in as a closer, whether you're Kelly Jansen, Troy Percival, any Angels All-Star, Eric Gagne, whatever dominant closer you've ever watched in your lifetime. Usually when a closer comes in that's that battle-tested, Frankie Rodriguez, a 3-run lead, it takes a lot to blow a save like that. And again, most of those guys that are Hall of Famers, Billy Wagner, whatever, those guys nail down the 3-run thing, or if they give up a couple runs, they're still able to get the save. It's really rare when you blow a 3-run save, and Walker did today. Ryan Walker gets the nachos. He pitched only a third of an inning, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits. He hit a guy. And again, the Angels, speaking of putting guys on base, they played with fire today, allowing 8 walks, but pitching around it. So again, when they needed to bear down, put the knuckles to the grind, they did the job. And also another guy I would like to compliment is for the Gigantes, and that's Rogers, their setup guy. He only threw 13 pitches. That dude has a herky-jerk sidearm delivery. I freaking love it. I would love if he was on the Angels. He's sporting an 0.79 ERA currently. But Walker gets the nachos tonight for blowing a 3-run lead. That is very hard to do, especially when you got that defense behind you and everything. So it was on him tonight. He takes the loss as well and the blown save. The win goes to our boy, Michael Darrell Hicks gets his first major league win in relief. So kudos and congratulations to Hicks as the Angels win. Oh man, what a freaking game, huh? And I missed the most important time of the game, which is the ending of the game. So there you go. So let's get into all those comments, and Mateo's going to lead off. He's batting leadoff better than Ward right now. And he says, guess what? No matter what, you got to pop a top. It's Spritz o'clock.
O'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Our good buddy Patrick checks in with balls in my mouth, because that's just what he says when he's happy.
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Balls in his mouth. Also 714 tickets. Saucy, my boy, checks in with we won. He's super excited.
We won?
Also, Baldwin says, light that baby up. Jason Hess says, Q Lombardi, what the hell did I just watch? Because this game was all but over. What the hell's going on out here? Exactly. Baldwin says, Neto for the Stamos. I'm sorry, man. I had to give it to Adele. That hit was clutch. Nas says, we're so back. Saucy says, until the ninth inning, this game was exactly what I've seen for an entire week. Maybe this will flip the switch. Absolutely. Dude, how was that in person? Probably so cool. I missed it, Tyler. Let's see. What the fuck did I just watch? Jason has said balls, and big balls for Joe Adele coming through in the clutch.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Balls and Joe Adele. Also, Dan Rios says, hey, a walk-off Stukas, damn it. Jesus says, our moment, a flashback to 2002. Baldwin says, let's go. Number 6 would have walked into the dugout and inspired the fellas with his love for the team. Oh, yeah. And then Dan Rios is so happy. He says, me love everybody long time.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played. And the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny. And me love you long time.
Also, beating the Giants in the back in the day with them thunder sticks. Baldwin misses that. Also, this feels really good. They looked absolutely cooked all game. Terrible body language and just defeated. Climbed out of the casket for the win. Absolutely. Also, give Stamos to Giants closer. Steven says, at Saucy, totally agree. Let's hope this sparks the team. Lakers win. In Japan says, this win brought to you in part by T-Mobile. Also, we got the win. We got the star links. Also, JCH says, I knew this series was going to be tough. It was tough, but it was a fun tough. Also, Randy says, told you we'd take 2 out of 3. He's honking his honk right there after absolutely shitting on the team the other night, but we love it. Also, Fletch Facts checks in with big time David Fletcher. Ring me. Tony C says, oh my God, what 4 walks today? See what happens when you show a little patience at the plate. Go Halos. This was a huge win. Mike was strike 3, but the ump gave us a gift. Keep it rolling, Todd. Great work. I appreciate Tony C as always, but what a great walk-off win. And yes, we got 4 walks today, which is more than what we had in the last 5 games. Fernando says, first matchup of WrestleMania was a banger. Do you think Cena wins his 17th title tonight, Todd? Yes, I do, actually. I want Cena to win as a bad guy. Saucy says, Ward actually made a play in the outfield, Q Lombardi. And that was funny faceplant too, dude, because only him would suffer
emotional damage
once he made the play, but still, it was a nice play either way. What the hell's going on out here? And I also had a little bit of juju, which I threw in the negative way also over to my girl, because I told her, look, when I've been to so many games where an outfielder makes a play that should have been a hit against the Angels, it usually means we're just not getting the luck. We're not going to get the win. And after that diving play in center field, I'm like, bro, this game's over. And I think that was in the 7th or 8th inning, and the Angels just looked super flat. Rally Chris says, Angels came back from down 4-1 on Easter, which my uncle passed away 4 years ago on Easter, plus all the Angel fans we lost this year. Definitely an Easter magic. Let's toast the Spritz. JC says, ump was bad for both sides, which is good in a way. Feels good all Neto, James Gonzalez says. I see what you did there. So don't care. Trouty got the call right there, Jason. I don't care either, because he usually gets usually the Angels in a way get always the bad end of the stick. Baldwin says, oops, all Neto. MLA says, okay, Todd, it's time to talk Spanish. No pinches mames, way a la verga, carbon, ay, way, we won, no honking. So hopefully I didn't kill that too bad. Jason also says, last time we will ever see Ward leave his feet this year. And then he said, JC says, who said Ward doesn't hustle? And then also, remember Ward pre-wall crash? There you go. That's why he doesn't hustle. Dan says Aaron wasn't unearned, or the run. Rally Chris says, this team feels different. If it's last year in past, we definitely would have lost this game. Oh, I get you, Dan. Yeah, the error was, so he had the unearned run. That's right. I got to double check right here because I had it in my notes. Kikuchi, yeah, no earned runs. You're absolutely right, Dan. Thank you for that. See, I can be corrected. I'm not one of those dickheads on other networks. So yes, I was wrong. I admit it. Right there, he one run, but it was an unearned run. So that's even a better start for Kikuchi. I forgot about that. Thank you, Dan. Marty says, we're so back. Steve Lee says, we won and I missed it because of Todd. I'm sorry, babe. Marty says, if Adele threw better, we wouldn't have been chasing those runs. That's true. Jason said, Adele had to be clutch with the bases loaded in the ninth inning, or how horrible his missed time jumped. Noodle arm missing the cutoff man, giving runs to the lead. That's true. JC says, up against the wall is not easy. It's not, but if you're familiar with your home field, if you've ever played baseball in the outfield before, the texture between the grass, turf, and or dirt or rubber is completely different. So I know you're thinking about the trajectory of the ball at the time of the catch, the sun, where it's at, everything else, trying to judge the catch as well. But when you're going back and you're in your home park and you could feel the texture change on the bottom of your shoes, whether it's cleats or no cleats, you always are taught, at least I was taught, even if I'm going on my left side, my left shoulder facing the wall on a fly ball, because I played a lot of outfield, I would have my hand out towards the wall. And if my glove started to touch it, I could feel how far I had to then jump. And it is very hard. But if you're able to get all that going in your head at the same time and fight through everything that's going on and put it all together in a nice little bow, you can make a nice catch. And it's a bit of a science. And you can also do it with your right shoulder facing the wall, putting your throwing hand out there and feeling for the wall and then jumping that way too. But I've had to make a couple catches on the wall with my glove hand against the wall because I took the wrong route. And then as I'm feeling for it, then I kind of like throw my shoulder up against the wall, then jump. You don't throw yourself at the wall, collide with the wall, because then you get what you had today, which is he threw himself against the wall. He hit, his neck kind of like jerked back. The glove came down before the ball went over, so it was a missed time, and the ball hit over the yellow line for the home run. He would have had it. He would have had it had he just judged it a little bit better. I'm telling you, that would have been a nice grab, and this game would have been completely different. Baldwin says, I had to go do yard work so they'd win. Big 20 checks in with light that baby off, a walk-off. Rally Chris says, Nacho Night Award for Todd because Steve Lease missed the walk-off and left too early. Also, Marty says, Neto took one for the team. That's a true team player. Hell yeah. Randy says, today's show is brought to you in part by the number 4 and 5 and the winner W and the word myopic. Yeah, every time I say myopic, you have to go, yay! Scream like Pee Wee Herman. Frederick says, Todd was that guy. I appreciate it, Frederick. Baldwin says, myopic starts with a W if you want to drop your phone. Chubb says, was on my lunch break and saw that we got the win. Light that baby up. I'm spritzing all over work. Hopefully you have napkins. Tyler says, no, you missed it. Sorry, man. Brian also checks in with, gotta say the Giants fans are super respectful. I wore my Trout jersey to San Francisco games all the time, and they're always nice, and they get hyped with them. And, I get hyped with them, Brian says. Again, so far this year, nicest fan base by far. And I've been to games in San Francisco as well. Couldn't have been better. Again, Giants fans, for whatever reason, and again, I told you last night on the show, when I had talked to a couple Giants fans, they're like, man, if you're wearing blue like those assholes right there, and because they were pointing at some Dodger fans, we wouldn't be having this conversation, but you guys are cool. And I'm like, well, you guys are cool. Like we almost wanted to hug it out right there. It was really nice. Baldwin said the fireworks waved goodbye to Todd. They did. Tyler said, I also tuned into the 8th inning, tuned back because the bases were loaded. I don't blame you. Randy says, I busted out the Rendon jersey and it absolutely must have worked. Also, how about Neto hustling from first to home? See, I missed it, but I mean, live would have been so much better. Best finish of the season, and yet Todd missed it. What the hell is going on? Steve Lee said, Papa Fox said, Todd gets the nachos. Also, Randy said, damn, screwed the family over. What a dick. You're not alone, Todd. Brian says, I turned off the game in the 8th inning and then I almost threw my phone in angry happiness. Yes. Also, you left early. Laugh out loud. I did that last year with O'Hoppy's walk-off home run on Sunday against the Astros, Saucy said. The one time, Baldwin said. Also, Randy says, Todd gets hella nachos. Okay, I'll change it. I get the nachos tonight. I'm sorry, but yeah, I pretty much deserve them for screwing over my family to a nice ending. It's like we walked out at the best part of a movie. Todd talking shit, karma is a bitch. Thanks, Mateo. Randy says that's usually what happens. Just stay your ass seated, pal. Marty said a once in a lifetime finish and you missed it. Rally Chris says this game feels like 2002 World Series against the Giants. Dan says I did the same, left the house to do DoorDash and walked and missed the walk-off. Boy, is that a bad feeling. Also, nice hat, like and subscribe. Blow me up, useless trucker. I appreciate that. Also, happy Easter, walk-off Boo Bear's mommy. I really appreciate that too. And by the way, I was able to secure 2 Starship Enterprises on the Halo, and I got one for my boy Fernando over there in Texas. And so when he comes out, I'll hand that off to him. I still owe him. I still have the Mickey Mouse for him, which is sitting right there. That's actually mine, but I got it for him. Or I got him an extra one, so that's his up there, that Mickey Mouse one. You can't pretty much see it with a glare, but I'm going to give him that one in the Millennium Falcon. I'm also going to give one to Boober Bear's mommy. Since she asked for one, she's been, flinging money at us, so we really appreciate her, so we took care of that for her. Baldwin says, I can't watch games. They win when I listen to Terry. Well, maybe Terry is a good luck charm. Hey, Sue says, back in 2000 and 2001, I would leave early and miss out on those comebacks. But hey, it's a joy for what did happen in 2002. Absolutely. Tamir20 says, I missed it too, Todd. Once it became 4-1, I left the house to run a couple errands. And see, again, and then all of a sudden, Randy's like, not over till it's over. Whatever, dude. He's just trolling. Useless Trucker says, I wouldn't want to be in San Francisco reliever Walker. San Francisco should have yanked him with the bases loaded in the 9th. Sometimes you could tell when a dude doesn't have it. You really can't tell too much unless it's an arm issue, discomfort, or whatever when they're warming up. Because those guys don't really hit the strike zone when they're warming up with the pitcher or the catcher in the bullpen. However, once they get out there and they're not hitting their spots in the zone, you've talked to them, had a mound visit, and they're still not hitting their zone. They're either hittable or they're outside. You got to pull them, man. You at least have someone warming up. Day off tomorrow. We are guaranteed a loss on Tuesday. Rally Chris says, loving the start, even though we lost the first 2 series to Houston and Texas. We won 5 out of 7 series. Just keep it up. Like I said, win 60% or 70%, and we're in the playoffs. And that's true. The math does add up if you win most of your series heading into the final weeks of the season. And right now it's take one game at a time, go 1-0 like we did today, take the series, move forward. And then we got, again, this was a very, very good Giants team. We just took 2 out of 3. We stole this series. We can literally say we stole this series. Don't fall off. Don't slack off because we're not facing Paul Skeens with the Pirates on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. Again, the Pirates don't put up home run numbers at all. But what they do is they dink and dunk you to death. So you really, they actually like hitting the bad stuff. So teams that usually beat the Pirates are teams that go after or that pitched to, like, say, for instance, what teams want to do opposite of us, throw everything low and away, inside, kind of like, keep the ball down, sort of. The Pirates like hitting that stuff. They're actually really good at hitting that stuff. If you want to attack the Pirates, go up and in, go up and out, go up and over the middle. Like throw like the heat at them, make them chase the rising fastballs, chase the 2-seamers inside, because they're not really crushing the fastball. They're kicking the shit out of the sinkers, the sliders, the split fingers. So they like to spray the field. They like to spritz the field and you'll have a lot of their left-handed hitters go to right field and vice versa with their lefty. They're really good at hitting, but the thing is, the way you beat the Pirates, like I said, go after them aggressively in the strike zone, number 1, and number 2, get to that bullpen quick as hell, because you get to that bullpen and the Pirates are very beatable. So that's going to be my keys to beating the Pirates in this 3-game series is don't throw them as much junk as you would like to. Take the opposite approach and go after their hitters. Don't funk around with their hitters. They do take walks as well. So the Pirates are kind of a more disciplined team. And as long as you go after their hitters aggressively, good things will happen because they're unlike us. They do not have a launch angle. They do not care about exit velocity. They are all about putting the barrel on the bat and seeing what happens. Sort of what this team should do. They do really good. And their starting pitching is very good. So the quicker you can get those starters out of the game, the better your chances increase with that bullpen, because the bullpen is very sus. Hayes says Sunday's win will always be my favorite with a walk-off. Fuck, reminds me of the Ohtani was on the team and we got a walk-off on Mother's Day on that one Sunday. Randy says, damn, Rally hitting Todd with his own facts. LOL. Baldwin says, going to sleep knowing we won the series. It's going to be a cozy night. Randy says, I'm going to celebrate with my Golden Girls poster. James says, Angels lucky they didn't have to face the Giants' usual closer, Duvall, but you play who you play. Also, watch it on TV. Also, is that a Dickie song? Yes, sir, it is. Good catch right there. Randy going to spritz all over the poster, Robert says. Also, I hate the Stuka song. Jeez, Marty says, a real fan would have stayed. Hey, Marty. Also, wow, absolutely insane comeback. What just happened? Let's fucking go. We needed that one so bad today. Real fans don't leave, huh, Marty? Shut up, both of you. Patrick says, use the Heedy code for that first purchase. It works every time, Patrick. It's every time you use Heedy in the promo code for 714 ticket, it works. That's the beauty of our hookup. Janitor's still cleaning up the spritz in the AM830 truck for Roger and Terry. You best believe, Marty, that is going to be on replay about at least several hundred times, because every time Roger's going to look for filler because he doesn't know what to talk about because the Lakers lost game 1. So I can't talk about my Lakers. The UCLA basketball's not playing. WNBA's not playing. The war in Ukraine is almost over. So let's just, I have nothing to talk about and everyone's going to be negative on my phone line. So let me just go to the highlight of Joe Adele for the 7th time this hour. That's going to be AM 8:30 on Monday. Should work every time, Patrick. Yes, it does work every time. Nachos definitely go to me. Marty says, let's hope that this helps us play better in the Pittsburgh series. Saucy says, Neto should get the Stamos for taking one in the guts. I would have thrown up. Dude, with all the alcohol I had in me last night, I would have freaking thrown up if I was hit just like him. Nachos squiddy style for Todd. That's disgusting. Imagine helmet nachos with some raw calamari just hanging off the side. Baldwin says, such an AI song, take a bee tree. Also, you better so right. Nachos for you, mate. Also, Patrick says, I'm also subscribed to my baby baseball, and he is a Giants fan, and he was streaming, and the thumbnail was you blew it. I'm glad he's mad. Go Halos. Send him my love, Patrick. Say his balls are in his mouth. Marty says, did you see Adele getting sprayed? Yes, I did. That was really, really cool. Also, Randy checking in with where does he want the balls when he's upset? JT says, let's hope the Clippers win tomorrow. Eric Ward says, amazing comeback today. I love the grit, but why in the fuck did Ian Anderson on the roster? He blows harder than Artie's roster or dime store hookers he picks off of Catella. Well, we don't have that much in the bullpen, man. And I'm telling you, Robert's been like, sign this dude. We have guys we can bring up, and we just haven't done it yet. So we have all these guys that are very unproven or that are just bad cast-offs from other teams. I mean, think about it. We got Ian Anderson from the Braves for Suarez. Angels won again right there. Justin Option still calling for 2002 World Series. Mateo says this win is brought to you in part by Underdog Fantasy. See, he mentioned it, and I haven't brought it up in the last couple of shows. Let's just play the cheesiest commercial we've ever done here on Heedy. Enjoy.
Hey, Todd, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the Underdog app sponsored by Halos in the Infield. Actually, you can punch in HITI and get the promo code 20% earnings on your first bet via Underdog, the app. And also, they match 50% up to $1,000 winnings if you place bets. You could put them on players. You could put it on teams. It's a nightly thing. It's so easy to play, but also gamble responsibly. All because of Halos in the Infield and Underdog, the app.
There you go. The Underdog app is there for if you want to play and if you think you got the luck, go at it, man. Use our promo code and they will match your first winnings to 100%. Robert says Todd had a walk-off too. Congrats, bro. Sorry you missed it. Also, Mateo says, at first I was like Neto trying to score on a ball from shallow left. That was the cutoff. The ball beat him by the slide under, but he slid under the tag, and that was amazing. Amazing. I also had Grill Masters wanting to DFA everybody, and rightfully so, dude. Taylor Ward got a hit in baseball. This is truly a sign of apocalypse. Also, he does agree with Paris sitting. Squirrely Dad, my boy that works at the stadium, a good guy all around, says, I feel you, Todd. I left early after I got my shift at the stadium. Didn't think we had it today, but I'm glad we pulled it out. Oh, well, at least I got some deals at the dispensary. Hashtag 420. He's high, man. He's high. Adele going to get high after the 420 win. Grillmaster says I spritzed myself on the Pico. Ew, that's disgusting. Demetrius says, why couldn't they just do this yesterday? A knock, a walk, a bloop, a gapper. Not that hard. Fuck! I wish they would have won yesterday too. Patrick says, San Francisco fans remember 2002. They remember the nightmare when the Angels in those Angel jerseys and the PTSD when they did not give up. Also, Grillmaster says, Steve Lee's favorite player winning the game. What was she saying, Todd? No, she was more just mad at me. She was mad at me that we left the game early and we missed out. She's not a fan of Joe Adele, but damn it, dude, he came through and she had nothing to say. Silent, he said, pretty crazy how Neto hits a home run and he wasn't swinging for the fences. He did what every hitter should be doing and putting solid contact on the ball. Crazy how a nice, clean swing can actually work. Joe Adele says Angel's grandma is our hero today. He came up big for sure. And he definitely got the John Stamos Award. I was watching the game while packing my stuff, so I was able to see the winning hit. QO, good for you, because he was able to enjoy. And again, if you saw it live, it must have been much better. But I did see the game, or I did listen to the game, and I was able to finally get my phone to show up with the FanDuel app and watch the celebration at the end. But yes.
Oh, good for you.
Yes. Also the custodial Falcon right there for the on the A. Honk Nettles balls and balls, Iron Giant said. Robert says, Todd said no happy ending today. That's true. I'm putting the Starship Big A on my desk at work. Live long and prosper. By the way, I told those assholes that were supposed to take pictures with us, all the Star Wars characters. As soon as I came over with a clown outfit yesterday, they kind of spritzed themselves towards the field. And I'm like, come on, dude, just take a real quick picture. And then me and James were like trolling them. We were like, hey, Star Trek is better. Live long and prosper, and stuff like that. And they weren't too happy about that. Also, Robot Aid says Joe Adele is gold. Also, Randy says we would have walked Skeens, LOL, or we would have had dog walked Skeens. On Wednesday, it's Kowanowitz versus Heaney. And that's going to be interesting because Kowanowitz really was a dick to Ron Washington last time out. Botch Investigation says honk, honk, honk all the way to the World Series, baby. So, again, you get a little bit of dramatics and you're already honking. But, hey, who am I to tell you no? Johnny B. Good says, holy shit. I blame Randy right there. Also, Spritz on the field. Niners signed Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, right. I hope that is true and not an April Fool's, because Steve Lace absolutely hates that guy. Please be true. Oh my God, please be true. If he signed with the Niners, I am going to buy Steve Lace an Aaron Rodgers jersey, even if he doesn't throw a NFL pass for the Niners outside of preseason. I want her to be sporting that jersey. She hates him like with a extreme passion. Rally Chris says pitching matchups for the Pirates series are Falter versus Soriano, Heaney Kowanowitz, and Malzdesky versus Anderson. Also, Mateo says, for 10 million. That is crazy. I bet Artie stayed, Todd. Oh, wait, he wasn't freaking there. Yeah, he wasn't there. Botch says, hey, Todd, what did you think about AIM 830 at the start of the series saying Halos will be taking on the hated ones? Isn't the hated ones between the Dodgers and the Giants? Am I wrong? You're absolutely correct. I did not catch that, but that is dumb because we have no beef with the Giants. If you think about it, we didn't even lose to them in the World Series. If there's any hatred to be, it should be them versus us or them hating us. There is no hatred towards the Giants. We did what we had to do, our one and only matchup in the postseason. We took them out. So where would the hate be? There's no rivalry. We've never gotten into a fight with the Giants. Nothing. There is literally no history other than some regular season games sprinkled in over the years. The hated ones are on the 5. Those guys. Grillmaster says the Pico's running up his butt right now. That's disgusting, because I think he's calling out this one right here again because he loves to hear.
Let me tell you something about my guy John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and
Running up my butt right now?
you get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos
Choked on me.
He was so great.
Ward made a great catch. Trade that dude Mario. By the way, Mario has a killer Harley. That I think it's a Harley. That bike is badass. Rally Chris says, "Yep, I seen Aaron Rodgers went to the Niners. Sorry, Todd. Why am I, dude? I say start Rodgers over Purdy. That would really help the Seahawks." Johnny B. Good says, "You went through that Jimmy Fallon, or you went through what Jimmy Fallon went through in Fever Pitch." Again, Johnny B. Good. I've seen a lot of baseball movies, a lot of good baseball movies, a lot of historic baseball movies, a lot of bad ones as well. I've never seen Fever Pitch. For whatever reason, it's just never gotten onto my playlist, or I've never watched it. Even when it was out, I don't like Jimmy Fallon. I don't find him fun. I never found him funny. I always thought he was fake on Saturday Night Live. I don't know. Like it was certain people or comedians I just avoid, like I'm like, nah, I can't, dude. But I'm gonna have to watch it because so many people have referenced Fever Pitch and they say it's a really, really good movie. So I'm gonna have to do it. Mario says, "I was losing my mind when Adele had the lollipop BS throw from the outfield." A lot of people were. Also, Grillmaster says Steve Elise is suffering from emotional. Oh, I can't wait for the show to be over. I'm gonna run in there and give her all kinds of crap.
Emotional damage.
He's a Niner. I love it. Marsha sprints it. Oh, Mateo, come on. They could have walked it off yesterday. I'm so pissed they didn't sweep. And they came really, really close to sweeping. Randy, how dare you? Don't give her ideas. No feed for Todd tonight. Giants Buttercup. Angels going to go from 99 losses to 99 wins. Book it. Oh, come on, Randy. You were pissed last night about the Star Wars characters and the clown outfit. Absolutely. Also, Grillmaster says the Pirates pitched on Tuesday had a unique last name, or the one that pitched on Tuesday was pronounced Modjinski. Oh, geez. Also, Perfect Woman, as I've seen, is Erica Weston's eye, Marsha's gigantic size, and also Alex Curry's jugs. Also, AM830, a bunch of morons. Absolutely. Robert says we need David Robertson, and he's still out there. Patrick Carrillo says if there's one thing Padres, Giants, and Angel fans can universally agree with is that we all hate the Dodgers and they all hate all of us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, Randy said Rodgers is not going back to the Jets. Cue Lombardi because he's got
emotional damage.
Lombardi's even like, Aaron Rodgers is fake news. Oh, please don't be fake news. I'm catching up to these comments. I hope it's not. Kimmel is better. Jimmy, or of late, I don't know, man. Jimmy sucks too. Randy says a Harley and a Bears fan both make a lot of noise, burn out quick, and spend most of the year in the garage. Damn, Randy's coming with a fire right there. Silent he says we had no business winning that World Series in 2002. The Giants lineup was stacked and full of veterans, by the way, and a better team. They gritted their teeth and pulled that win away from San Francisco right there in their hands. They did, but he's not a freaking Niner. Oh, come on. What size is Marsha's feet? I think they're 17. I gotta check that. I gotta make sure that that's true. Or, I mean, please be true. Please be true. Because I'm telling you, I mean, the amount of crap I could talk to Steve Elise would be amazing right now. Let me just look this up and see what we got here. Don't see anything on it. They're still with the Steelers back and forth. Unless someone could shoot me a link, dude. I mean, that would be freaking great, but I don't think it is real. Maybe it's not real. Oh, man. Mario's like, okay, I can't wait to meet you. Mario's a big dude, bro. I have to say that. Mario is a big dude. And Randy, although you talk big, you can be big and you can fight. I've seen the fact that you can represent yourself, but Mario's a big dude. So, and he's a former Marine. So you'd have your hands full with my boy Mario, Randy. You're my boy too, but man, I don't know. Kimmel is an asshole. I can't stand that dude. Patrick Carrillo says, I would hate that because that gives the Rams problem. The Niners are the ultimate enemy. Oh, Randy, I like that. I fear no man. Rally Chris says, haha, Todd got trolled and fell for it. Oh, screw you guys. Damn it. Yeah, even Jason Hess, who's a big-time Niner fan, was looking for that too. See, that sucks, man. I mean, it would have been a walk-off. I'm just kidding, Randy. I'm not saying it would be a physical fight, bro. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying the head-to-head matchup, if you guys were to fight, because he's a gentle giant, Mario is. So I don't think yeah. But I'm just saying. He said, I'll be quiet. I won't hurt anyone's feelings. It was just joking, bro. It's just joking. He knows he gives a shit. Halo fan jumps in with Deo. And then speaking of which, before I get into the other comments right here, there was 12 Deos. 12. So again, in close games, there's a lot of Deos. Yes, you are Tiny Grill Master. Also, Patrick Carrillo says, you're a big dude. I'm 6'1". Yeah, I'm like 6'3.5". Robert's about a half-inch taller than I am. So he's about 6'4". But there you go. Silent E says, Ian Anderson is a bum. I'm glad he didn't blow the game. He almost did. Let's see. Also, hit that like and subscribe button. Right now, we got 87 people on Twitter, formerly known as X, or the other way around, X, formerly known as Twitter. We got 87 there, 53 in the YouTube. So we appreciate that. 141 watching. Love it. And then we got over 30 over there on TikTok, because we're just barely getting TikTok going too. So we're almost approaching 200 watching. And then this, we would be lucky back in the day when we first started to have 20 concurrent people watching. So it's grown a bit, and I appreciate that. And that goes out to everybody. Hats off. I tip my cap to all of you, and especially tipping my cap to all of you watching these games that have been, tough at times. Like I said, coming into that ninth inning, the Angels, if they did not get a hit in that ninth inning, they were destined to have only scored 5 runs on 14 hits in 3 games. There's no reason, or there's no explanation for you winning 1 game of that series with the Giants, let alone 2. But they were able to knock in 4 more runs in that wild, crazy ninth inning to win the game. So hats off to the Angels right there. Let's see. Also, a few more comments right now. Robert checks in with, man, it's going to be a great cup of Joe tomorrow morning after this win. Can't wait to check out the week's lineup. And yeah, we got a full slate of shows. Dominique's minor league report. We got James around the league show. You got the the hoedown with Fernando and Vince, and then you're going to have me and Fernando talking about the Angels and Pirates series probably right there. So thank you for reminding me of that, Robert, right there. Also, Eddie Perez says, my honk made a mess everywhere after that win. Oh, jeez. Clean up an aisle your bedroom. Crispy socks everywhere. Todd, just a joke. Steve Elise, and tell her that the Rogers signed with the Niners. She might be watching. Omega says, how many years is Soler signed for? He's another dead weight. I think he's signed through this season, maybe another one as well. Jason says he's 6'5", so we have a lot of tall Angel fans. Also, Padres winning 2-0 over the Astros right now. Marcia towers over everyone right now. Yeah, she's like 6'7", and she can cradle, really do a fireman's carry or a cradle real easy with our boy, Grill Master. Also, Mario says, it's all fun, Randy. Todd talks shit on my Bears, and I had to take it. At least I'm not a Jets fan or a Cowboys fan. Maddie. Yeah, Maddie is a big-time Cowboys fan. He suffered for almost 30 years. Omega checks in with, AL West is so competitive. Every year there's one team that runs it except the Halos. Time to man up and get real. And again, this is the division where, again, we were looking at this from the start, and we were like, hey, you know what? If the Angels can get their shit together at all, this could be a fun division because it's really up in the air. Again, I don't see a team winning more than 90 games. I predicted 89 would win the division like it did last year. And a lot of, every team has a flaw in this division. So it would take, for me, a team to get hot, sort of like Houston did down the stretch between August and September, because you remember they had a pitiful April, a mediocre May. They kind of started to turn around in June, got going in July. We're firing on all cylinders in August, and then they just had a nice run in September and made the postseason. They got whacked early, but at least they made the postseason and won the division, and that's part of your goal going into a season. Jason says, Todd, next live show, do a poll to see how many times Gooby says launch angle. Yeah, we should actually. And then give it. And by the way, I'm going to ask you a quick question. It could be pretty easy. If you want to have 2 tickets to the Pirates game coming up here, I have some tickets to give away, and I will give some away here. Might as well give away a couple of them as well for the first game. And if you guys and gals have any plans or don't have plans for this series with the Piraters coming up here, let's see. Let me pull this up here for my tickets for that game here. Because we got tickets for these games here coming up here, and I just wanted to pull up Wednesday's game. So I got some, it's section 203. They're not bad. So I got shoot, let's just do this, and I'll give away a 3-pack right now. And maybe we'll give away another 3-pack here. Let's give these away because they're for Tuesday. And I'll ask a trivia question. So the first one that gets it, you get it, and you give me, if you get the answer in the comments first, you get the 3-pack. I'll ask another question, and then I'll give that 3-pack away. All you have to do is hit up Halos, and I'll just type it out here because some of you guys don't and gals don't know. I'll type out our what is it called? Our email address, and then I'll ballpark it over to you or whatever. So when you send me yours, so I have that. Let's see. Bear with me. All right. I think that's right. Yeah, it should be right. There you go. So here's our email right here. So if you guys and gals want to go to a game for free, it is what it is. You win the tickets. And so the first question I'll do for quick trivia is this: What is the rule if a ball is hit on a line drive, hits the warning track, bounces off the foul pole, and it bounces back into play? What is that considered? Give me that answer real quick. Should be easy. First one that gets it gets the tickets. I don't have that song, so let's see who gets it first in the comments here. Big 20 says home run. Randy. Now the question is, can you make the game? Because he got it right, ground rule double. Or do you want to withdraw those tickets and give it to the next available person, which is Juan Alvarado? He got it next. It's a ground rule double. It's your call, Randy. You want the tickets or you want to give it to Juan? No, don't give it. All right. Well, Randy's not going. Juan, congratulations. You won the first set of tickets. So it is a ground rule double. And email me at the email I put right there, which is Halos in the Infield podcast at yahoo.com. Hit us up right there, and I will send you the tickets via ballpark. So the next 3 is in the same row. It's in 203. I got 3 tickets for that. And if you can name me, let's see. I'm going to let's see if you can name this player. He's currently pitching for the Orioles right now. If you guys can name this pitcher right now, he's an older player, but he pitched with the Pirates a long time ago. Starting pitcher right now for the Baltimore Orioles, not off to a good start. First one, name me that dude. He came up as a Pirate. He pitched for the Astros. He's been in a couple World Series. Who is that guy? You give me the name, you get a set of 3 tickets for the game. No, it's not Jim Palmer, Mario says. Next. There it goes, Demetrio. Demetrio got it. That is Charlie Morton. So Charlie Morton is your pitcher that is pitching currently for, I think he's like 42 years old. I wanted him about 8 or 9 years ago on the Angels. He was still in the prime of his career, but he has fallen off big time. Wait, Mo Cisnak says Newman is ass. Get Soler out of the 4th spot. DSP sucks. Thank you for the super sticker. That was okay. So Tamir just came up short. Demetrio, hit me up in the email, dude, and you get those 3 tickets. So there you go. Those are those tickets. I will give away some more on Tuesday for Wednesday's game. If you guys have any want to go to Wednesday's game, I have 8 tickets. And I have 8 tickets, maybe I'll give them away if someone does a live show on the network between now and then. But for the most part, on Tuesday night's game, on the post game, I'll give away the 8 tickets, 2 family 4-packs, but they're in 240, which 240, if you don't know the Angel Stadium that good, it's right next to the batter's eye. So you are getting that center field look. So it's not the greatest seats, but I got 8 of them. So, I mean, it's free tickets. And again, if you don't want to pay for parking, go park at Noble still and walk your ass over. It's free. But there you go. You can have a free night on us on Halos in the Infield. I'll be getting more tickets as the season goes along in different sections. So like I said, 203 was for Tuesday. So congratulations to you two guys that bring their family to the game or friends. And then I'll be getting them on different sections all season. So just be aware. I'll start giving tickets off to other shows. They could play some trivia, follow the Around the League show with James. I'm going to give him some tickets to give away, or maybe we're going to give away some stuff. So if you watch the shows, you can get, a free, like we got those Angels beer mugs. We got some t-shirts. We got a couple jerseys. So we're going to be giving away stuff as we go along. So stay tuned. These shows are going to be popping. We're going to be giving away some stuff. I don't know what Dominic's thing is. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it, but I have mentioned it to James. Probably the Hoedown guys will do it as well. So keep that in mind moving forward right there. And Randy says tip of the cap right there. If Randy lived closer, he would go. So it's cool, man. It's cool. Let's see. Also, Demetro says, any chance I could swap for Wednesday's tickets? Oh, you want Wednesday's tickets? Okay, then that changes everything up. Since you won, do you want a family 4-pack, Demetro, for Wednesday's game? It's yours. If you want the family 4-pack instead, they're yours, dude. I'll trade that. That would open up 3 more tickets for the game here coming up against the Pirates. So if that's what you guys and gals want, if that's what Demetrio wants, I'll send you the 4 tickets, and then hey, enjoy a game on Halos in the Infield, right? Boo Bear's mama says, I would love to be there. Well, why don't we just do this then? Can you make it on Tuesday? Because if you can on Tuesday, I'll just send you the 3 tickets, Boo Bear's mama. You can take the spot right there. Mario will be sitting close to you guys and gals there too. So if you want those tickets, I'll give it to you since you've been so nice. And she just hit us up with the super sticker as well. So if you want to do that, then just take the 3 tickets, and you're very welcome, Juan. Very welcome. Hope you have a good time, and the Angels can get you a W on Tuesday. But yeah, if you want the tickets, Boo Bear's mama, you can have them for the 3-pack right there. And I'll give Demetrio the family 4-pack. And then let's see, we got Robert saying, but Randy, you sit on Todd's lap. Yes. I would not enjoy that. I would not enjoy that, Rob. So yeah, she definitely does deserve them right there. Let's go. Angelitos rise on Easter. You know what I'll do too? So Boo Bear's mommy, message me. I'll ballpark you. And I'll ballpark Jesus and Demetrio. And just because Tony C is so complimentary or just so nice to me too on here, he always says nice things. He came in late right now because we're at the tail end of the show. But Tony, you want a family 4-pack, dude? Scroll up on the freaking on the what is it? The messages right there. You can catch our email again, Halos in the Infield podcast at yahoo.com. And that family 4-pack is yours for Wednesday. So Tony C, take the family, have a good time on us. It's free, and enjoy yourself. Mario's going on us too. We gave him a couple tickets too the other day. So enjoy, everybody. And like I said, we're going to have a lot more tickets. I gave these out last minute since the Pirates are right around the corner. So the next time we do these kind of like giveaways, when the tickets come in later in the week or whatever, I will give them a week in advance so you guys and gals can adjust your schedule to go to these games. So there you go. Because I know it's kind of hard to go last minute and everything else like that, especially if you're out of town. If you live far like Demetrio and place and like Marty too. Marty lives like way up north too, or no, south. So there you go. Can you play this week in baseball theme song? No, Omega. We would get hit with a stupid copyright. But just don't leave early like Todd. Yes, Rally Chris. Thanks for reminding everybody. Just wait till Rendon comes back on the team. Will catch fire. I don't know about that one. Don't make me reconsider those tickets. So there you go. So again, hit me up for those tickets. I want to send these out to you. I got them on the Ballpark app. I'll send them over as soon as I get the email. And I'll send them right over to you, and you guys and gals enjoy your games. And again, Boo Boo Bears Mama, if you didn't hear earlier, I got you the Enterprise on the A. I did for Fernando as well. One was my ticket, and then I had an extra ticket, and Fernando had asked for one. You had asked for one, so I figure that's the best way to do it. So with that being said, we love all of you on a Sunday. It was bittersweet for me. It was probably exciting for most of you. Giving up on the team and leaving early was me. I left early on Star Wars, and the Angels came out and got the victory at the very end as I was driving home. So I will take it tonight. Is this the Halo honk night? It might as well be. It's the AM 830 night. I've got tickets to the 600 level that doesn't exist at Angel Stadium.
How dare you?
Yes, I know. So with that being said, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday on Easter Sunday. Spend it with the family. Have a good time. Enjoy. And I thank you so much for supporting this platform and everybody on it, as we have good lineup of shows getting started with tomorrow with the Halo Joe Retro Show. So with that being said, everyone have a good rest of your afternoon. Go Angels, baby.